From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening. I'm Danielle Shenk with your headlines for Thursday, July 3rd. President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill is on the brink of becoming law. The sweeping package of tax cuts and federal spending reductions could reshape the U.S. budget, entitlement programs, and household finances for years. Trump is expected to sign it tomorrow afternoon, and once that happens, funding would increase by next year for border security, immigration enforcement, and defense. Americans could start seeing changes by fall: no federal tax on tips or overtime, slight expansion of the child tax credit, and new deductions for seniors. The Tax Policy Center estimates the top 20% would benefit the most, with a majority of middle-income households seeing less than $1,000. Business Insider notes the timing aligns with the 2026 midterm elections. Deeper program changes would begin after that. Work requirements for Medicaid, cuts to SNAP, and housing assistance. The Congressional Budget Office estimates nearly 12 million people could lose Medicaid by 2034, and SNAP changes may affect over 2 million recipients. Now, the bill is projected to add over $3 trillion to the deficit within a decade, per the CBO. Economists warn the rising debt could force future cuts or tax hikes. Back here in Nebraska, Curtis Medical Center has already announced its closure, citing expected federal cuts. The Nebraska Hospital Association estimates up to 78,000 residents could lose coverage, and the state could lose billions in healthcare funding. Despite debate over the bill's potential impact, all Nebraska delegates voted in favor of it. Representative Mike Flood called it a generational victory, while Senators Deb Fischer and Pete Ricketts say it benefits families, farmers, ranchers, and small businesses. We'll continue tracking the bill's impact nationally and locally. Meanwhile, Aloe Fiber is letting go about 9% of its workforce, affecting roughly 150 employees across 6 states, including fewer than 70 in 40 Nebraska communities. The company says the layoffs are due to shifting staffing needs as construction wraps up in existing markets. Now, if you're lighting fireworks this 4th of July, doctors and environmental experts are urging caution. A Nebraska medicine doctor says burns to hands and fingers are the most common injuries. He also warns against modifying those fireworks.
People that come in, they've tried to modify our fireworks some way to make it more powerful, and that's usually when you run into a lot of problems.
Officials advise waiting 20 minutes before handling spent fireworks, then soaking them in water for another 20 minutes before disposing of them in plastic bags.
But really taking a couple of extra steps to sweep up the debris and not hose down the area, for example, will go a long way to prevent that micro litter and those pollutants from getting into our waterways.
She adds this pollution harms water quality, parks, and wildlife. Switching gears, the Nebraska Diaper Bank is in urgent need of donations. They typically maintain a 3 to 4 month supply, but are now down to just 1 month for certain sizes. The bank distributes over 300,000 diapers monthly, buying about 270,000 of them, so donations are essential to cover the rest. In Lincoln, you can donate clean diapers at Once Upon a Child near 48th and Van Dorn. Sizes 5 and 6 are especially needed. And just as those donations help families in need, a new transit program aims to help more people access public transportation with confidence. Thanks to a nearly $20,000 AARP Nebraska grant, LTU is launching the How to Ride program from July through November. 6 in-person sessions at senior and cultural centers will teach up to 90 people how to use StarTran, Bike L&K, and paratransit services. Materials will also be available online in multiple languages. The first session is July 28th at Lincoln Literacy. Finally, inspired by the motto, "You can't blend in when you're meant to shine," a Nebraska couple started Operation Shine Camp, a summer camp for kids with autism and similar conditions. Now in its 10th year, the camp in Wardville welcomes children ages 7 to 12 to thrive in a supportive environment.
Sadly, a lot of kids with autism are told no a lot. In this camp, as one of our parents who actually now leads the training, she calls it the Camp of Yes.
With over 150 counselors, each child is paired with a dedicated team, enjoying activities like fishing and swimming tailored to their pace and needs. Rounding out your night beat is a check of the 7-day forecast.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.